Guys, what I will say is the slower you are to take actions towards your goal, the more you will stagnate and decrease through time. Everyone has something they want to do which they have not yet attained, and the slower you are to get active in motion and complete what the fuck you need to do to get done, the faster you will decay through time as you proliferate into the sewage to suffocate in the deprivation of the lack of completion. You guys have to truly question yourself. Why the fuck are you a master at betraying yourself? Every day you wake up, you had this goal, you had that goal, and yet you are soulless, wishing for you to complete your soul. It's very fucking simple. The goal that you have is going to get you to the next level. A goal is something you need. If you don't have a goal, you will be decaying and distracting yourself, retracting yourself, and subverting your power level to less. When you have no purpose, your goal is to ensure that you avoid the fact you have no purpose. It's that fucking simple. Most of you guys will go through life lying to yourself, denying yourself, when all you had to do was look in the mirror and say, you know what? I don't believe that's enough. When you confront yourself, you can now reconfigure yourself. Most of you guys cannot change because you believe you're enough when you know you're not. You guys will lie and deny, and you will try to be better, but it'll never work because you denied yourself from the beginning. And so what you have to understand is every day you have the power to say, fuck, this is the last time I'm going to betray myself. This is the fucking last porn video. Fuck! Every day I wake up like this bitch and watch porn because I can't get no pussy. I'm going to die a bitch. Every day you have the power to eliminate instead of procrastinate on the goal to get you to the next level as a character existing in the universe. Most of you guys will forever capitulate on this infinite cycle, ensuring you remain in this depravity of a state of consciousness, ensuring you cycle yourself like a rat on a wheel into that fucking casket to be a bitch. As you waste every day that you had to become more, to succeed, to prove to yourself who you are. Everyone has a version within themselves they know they're not being. This is why you feel the negative emotion, because you know you're worth more. Until then, you will suffer in the deprivation of starving in front of a supper. It's that fucking simple. Every day you have the power to grow, but you quit on yourself. And so the point is to take accountability for yourself at the highest level. You guys are quick to suppress the emotions you need to feel. The reason you feel the way you feel is because something within you has inflicted you to feel that way. Every cause has an effect. Everyone thinks they're being bashed, but it's just a reflection of their internal state. You go ahead and show all my videos to someone who's succeeding at the highest level, and they'll laugh because they know it's a fact. Every day they overcame what was coming on them, literally. And so what you have to understand is you will be cummed on what you're not overcoming. It's that fucking simple. Every day you had the power. And to subvert your power level, you should go look in the mirror and you should go ensure that you empower yourself to the next level. And if that's through calling yourself a bitch, you got to call yourself a bitch. And not to subvert yourself, not to degrade yourself, but to truly understand that you're worth more. You're a bitch because deep down you're a big dog, but here yet you go again, subverting your power level through the negative habits, ensuring you remain on this cyclical cycle of dying a bitch. And so every day you will compound spiritual depth. And when I say spiritual, I mean metaphysical. I mean subconscious recognition of value where time and energy has been spent. And so when you spend your time and energy on Pornhub, on vape, on distraction, on anything but your purpose, which is to grow, you have to understand that your subconscious took that as a fact. Now it believes you're worth the Pornhub. Now when it comes to social situations, you can't be yourself. You have to conform. You believe that if you conform into someone they want you to be, so you're displaying their narrative, they'll like you. But the fact is, you need them to like you because you don't like yourself. Once you like yourself, you conform for no one. You are who you are. Embrace me or not. Bitch, I know who the fuck I am. And that's the mindset you lack. And it's the reason you lack it is because your habits are unable to produce that type of mind. Your habits are you. It's a reflection of your soul. Pornhub will not make an unbreakable mindset. Vape and cigarette and whatever the fuck you do to avoid the fact you're failing at life is what's going to make you be a bitch. And it's that fucking simple. And so how did we begin on the path? Everyone has a genesis and where they begin. Well, it simply begins by writing down your habits. What is destroying you and what is amplifying you? You erase everything negative, you'll realize that you cut it from the source. The moment you cut off the parasites in your soil for your seed to grow, you now have clean, fertile soil. You water your seed. You amplify your positive habits. You continuously feed your positive habits. The problem is most of you guys are addicted to negativity. You guys are addicted to being parasites to yourself. You guys are little bottom feeders, and whatever negative energy you can get your hands on, whether it's poured up, whether it's gossip, whether it's projecting your internal emotional state of chaos onto something that's reflecting your iniquity, you guys will forever be addicted to negativity. And this is why you'll die a bitch. And so until you can realize that negativity is the reason you're a bottom feeder, and you need to do some shit with urgency to eradicate, or you will descend into the lowest of depth in the abyss of where you wander without any guidance, without any light. Every time you win, every time you overcome the habit, every fucking day, every time you hit the win, you prove to yourself what you're worth. When you stack winning for years on end and you disintegrate everything negative of your life, what the fuck do you think you're gonna be worth to yourself? Right? Because this is you versus you on a planet full of monkeys, chimpanzees, Neanderthals, which conform to each other to simply get a little pinch of validation, which they believe is going to project a certain level of value onto them. If I'm perceived like this, maybe I'm not valueless, he says. Bitch, we see through you. What you have to understand is you need to have a clear mirror to look at for yourself, and you have to commit to your development. Until then, you will suffer in the insufferable without even knowing. It's that fucking simple. Every day you could choose power and elevation. The choice is yours. It's that fucking simple. Peace!